Hey everybody, it's Anchorman here, back with another episode of Top Shelf for you, the followers on TIC Network. Thank you very much. I know it's been a rough few days here with the election drama taking over the console warriors' attentions, but you know what? Now that the election is all said and done, let's get back to what really matters. Hating on Call of Duty. So way back when Call of Duty Infinite Warfare was announced, people firebombed the YouTube reveal video with massive amounts of dislikes and tons of hate that really shook the faith in Call of Duty this year. A weak setting in the future, paired with the forced bundle of Modern Warfare Remastered that pissed off a ton of people because the only way to play it was to get the $80 version, and the usual trappings of a modern Call of Duty. But why do people hate on Call of Duty so much? I mean, I do it too, but there are some people out there that genuinely hate Call of Duty. But for what reason exactly? Personally, my experience with Call of Duty has been fairly positive, at least until recently. I even played back on the Wii with Modern Warfare and World at War. I played those games on the Wii. Even Black Ops I played on the Wii. And those games, for the most part, were weaker versions compared, but the games I really poured hours into were Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2, arguably the peak of the Call of Duty life cycle, at least in the long-term life cycle. And recently, I've never put as much time into any of those Call of Duties, mostly because I felt like I've grown as a gamer, but I still appreciate Call of Duty for what it's done. And what exactly makes Call of Duty so great? If you look at the original games, there were three main features that made Call of Duty, not just as a game, but as a huge movement in the gaming community, so important. The first being close quarters, the combat, fast-paced boots-on-the-ground twitch shooting gameplay. It's always been that core gameplay that has sold Call of Duty, and people cannot get enough of it. Enough so that people have copied it and taken elements from Call of Duty into other first-person shooters. The other thing is that it's the immediate rewards in the form of kill streaks or customization options that no matter what, you were always getting something for what you were doing. Whether it would be kills or levels, and with experience, you were always moving up, always getting something, and it made you stick around longer. But also, it's the security of an immediate community with every sequel. That you don't have to worry about, are people going to play the next Call of Duty? People will always be playing the next Call of Duty. And that people don't have to worry about that with every Call of Duty sequel. Is that there will always be a community playing and always a community to support it. But in recent years, there's been this push of the modern Call of Duties, arguably between Black Ops 2 and Ghost, with the decline of Call of Duty as a franchise. And there's a couple of elements of it. They're not necessarily exclusive, but they are a problem. The first one being the future setting, where more along the lines of not like 5 years in the future, but like 20 years or more, where it's a huge jump at the future timeline. And that's always really frustrating for some because most people want to go back to the modern shooter or even earlier to a World War II shooter. But the other hallmark of a modern Call of Duty is the gratuitous cameos. Whether it's Kevin Spacey or Kit Harington, whoever the big television star is of the year, they will be in the next Call of Duty at some point. It's just kind of annoying, and you can't really look past the cameo. And sometimes you even buy the game strictly for the cameo. I know many people who bought Advanced Warfare just to see Kevin Spacey. And the other facet it's particularly interesting is the co-opting of other games' mechanics, whether it be the rise of the hero shooter or not even hero shooter, like a hero, like a champions-based game, and then taking that aspect of a character archetype, like they did in Black Ops 3 or like with specialists, or whether it be Titanfall's mechanic style of movement with wall running and boost jumps and all that kind of stuff. Call of Duty has lately, of recent years, started to take other elements of other games to remain fresh and feel like they're at least making some sort of innovation so people will keep playing. But why do people leave? Like, people don't necessarily always hate the modern Call of Duty stuff, but this is just so you can kind of pick out the features that make a modern Call of Duty. But why do people leave Call of Duty? That's the real question we're trying to get down to here. And the first reason, and probably the biggest reason, is that people feel like Call of Duty betrayed their player base. Namely, to keep the series fresh for over time, they eventually started pissing off the community, like I said earlier, about making those changes to the game that either it's not based, it's now in the future now. Now you can float in zero-G and ride planes and stuff. Or, the maps are now Battlefield size, and they're just huge in terms of Call of Duty status. And it just does not work. in that regard, and it pisses off the people. And over time, it may not be like the next game is the one everyone quits on, but over time that player base starts to leave. And the other thing is, and this is probably what I would consider the biggest deal, not just with the whole people betraying the player base, it's franchise fatigue. The community is tired. They are tired of Call of Duty, and it's not that the game's necessarily bad. Even when Call of Duty comes out, it's normally very polished. It does a really good job. Normally, if there's an issue, it's sometimes with hit detection, which they tweak out later over time. And I mean, it's mostly that because Call of Duty comes out every year, people are tired of it. Because it's a constant, and it's like, all right, Call of Duty, Call of Duty, Call of Duty. If they took a break, it would mean something a lot more. I mean, like, do what Assassin's Creed is doing. It's kind of like this gaming law of diminishing returns. That the more games you got that come out on a yearly release cycle, the less enjoyment people seem to get from them because it's out every single year. I mean, meanwhile, the longer you stretch out these games, I mean, look at the people being excited for Mass Effect Andromeda. I mean, like, it's been, like, what, 5 years now? Or maybe 4 years since Mass Effect. I think it's been 5 years, actually, since Mass Effect 3. And people are dying for that game because of that long wait. We don't have any updated info on Call of Duty's first week sales. I mean, they've been pretty quiet about it. Normally, Call of Duty at this point has like come out and said, "Oh, we have the highest launch of whatever." Like, and it's normally very broad, like no way to parse it kind of language. Like, they're the biggest launch of the year. We've decimated everything else in existence. They normally do something along those lines, and this year they've been fairly quiet. It has not really come out of anything much. I mean, there's been a couple rumors about sales and such, but just using my own anecdotal evidence, I mean, at any given time, like, I might find 2 people playing Infinite Warfare, and it's always the same 2 people playing it on my friends list. And that's anecdotal, and you can't really take it with absolute fact, but it's just to give you an idea. And like on the most played list on Xbox, just to give you also another idea here, right now it fluctuates between Battlefield 1 and Infinite Warfare. They're pretty much neck and neck, at least from what I can see. And even Black Ops 3 is at a solid 3rd place. Like Infinite Warfare has not won the people on Black Ops 3 over yet, which is strange. Definitely strange for me to see. And I know there are rumors currently about Infinite Warfare sales being down as much as 50% compared to Black Ops 3 in its first week. And that's pretty bad for Call of Duty. It's still good for any other game, but it's pretty bad for Call of Duty. But the question remains, how do we fix Call of Duty? Dare I say it, how do we make Call of Duty great again? My idea, by the way, before I get started, my ideas here are free, so Activision, if you're listening, take it for free. All I ask for in return is maybe a little review copy in the future, just a little something. But anyway, these are my ideas on how to make Call of Duty great again. First, and this is an absolute must, take 1 year off. Minimum. Like, take 2017 off. Just let Destiny 2 come out and let that be the game you put out there and you put all your marketing bucks in. I mean, the first one did extremely well. You should just take a break, let Call of Duty breathe for a bit. And, like I said earlier, look, Assassin's Creed is doing the same thing. It helps with that franchise fatigue. It gives people the itch to play Call of Duty again because there's nothing else quite like it out there. And next, make a set plan for your 3 studios. Divvy out the settings of your studios to keep it varied and to keep it different and interesting. Give Infinity Ward World War II. Give Sledgehammer the modern day setting, and give Treyarch the future. It doesn't have to be that particular division, but you can figure something out. Like, just split it up and make it stark, like a stark difference between everything. Let them create a new series in these sections, and when these games come out, they'll all feel fresh. Like, 1 year it'll be a World War II shooter, then the next year it'll be a future shooter, like where you could do all the crazy wall running stuff and you can have fun like that. And then you come back to basics with a modern shooter coming out, like really focusing on making a great story for each of these and making them all feel unique when they come out. So when they do come out, it doesn't feel like it is currently, where each game has, okay, we got the boost jump, we got the run, we got the strafe, we got the wall running going on now, where it's not all the same gameplay all the time. Mix it up a little bit. And the last thing, and this is probably the biggest little thing I would do that would make Call of Duty great again, create an interconnected universe. And yes, this is a big one. Basically pull a Marvel and create one giant interconnected gameverse where the events of one game are either referenced or have an impact on the events of the next game. This gives a sense of depth and meaning to each game as people will stick around and try to figure out what the next game setting is like, or go one step further and pull a Pixar and put clues out there for the future Call of Duty in the game and have people scour multiplayer maps looking for any details they can find. I mean, these are great ideas here. You could really make Call of Duty come back with a vengeance and keep its market dominance and not have to see this decline all the time. But you gotta give us a break. You gotta let us breathe a little bit for your own sake. Just let people feel the anticipation for Call of Duty again. And because I'm just as much as anyone else want to see Call of Duty succeed. I want to see Call of Duty come back. But the way the situation is now, I feel no need to play Call of Duty, and I can deal without Call of Duty for a long time. Anyway, guys, this is Anchorman here. Thank you very much for tuning into the show. I really appreciate it, guys. If you would please leave a like, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you're listening to us on SoundCloud or any other of those podcast sites, thank you very much. Give us an extra download. Tell me what you think on Twitter, or you can tell us in the comments section. My whole tag is AnchormanV2, all one word. And I will see you guys later. Hope you guys have a great day.